What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm Star Wars competitor Andrew Dimalanta.
And I'm Nicki Dimalanta.
And with us today, special guest, second time on the show, Ben the Bandit Goddard.
Yeah.
Hey, glad to be back and, hearing the music again, which is still my favorite intro. Now, Andrew, the pressure's on you to come up with, this fire freestyle rap to it after Nicki just, blew the doors off with her vocals, so...
I was gonna open the podcast with that song today. I just forgot. We'll probably do it next week, though.
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
We have to do it. I didn't do my homework. We're busy doing other things. But yeah, so we have two matches we're going to talk about today: the Deep 13 and Tom and Paul, and then also the Sheridan Somerville match. But let's go ahead and get into the first team match with Deep 13 taking on Tom and Paul. And I want to say the very first thing I want to talk about with that is I love the dynamic between Tom and Paul. It's so hilarious.
Oh yeah, they're good.
It's also the best team name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that isn't my den bias, but the fact that it's just Tom and Paul,
Perfect.
It's marketable. I want a T-shirt of it. Tom, regardless of the outcome of this match, I really think he's the best Schmoedown player, because the fact that he can still do all these crazy antics so subtly and still get all these questions right, I don't get it. Being in character before a game is one thing, but the fact that he's after he got the Thomas Newman or James Horner question wrong, and he's he's dead. I was like, oh my
God. That's right.
And that's something that I found is hard to do, because it's to be able to answer these questions and recall them so quickly is one thing, but to also play a character the entire time, it's crazy, because it's hard enough to play a character and just to combine that with playing really well
and concentrating and being in the moment.
I can't do that. It's difficult.
Yeah, no, he does it perfectly, flawlessly.
He really does.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. We're not talking about my match. I'm fine with that. But just I got used to writing down the answers. You have to practice that, because playing from home and just being oh, it's Tim Burton. But just write, thinking of it and then having the time to write it down. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that's tough.
that's a different level, because I remember when I was getting ready for my first match, I was I might as well practice writing down on the board, and then Nicki would fire questions at me, and I'm oh my God, this is totally different. We need to do more of this. It's so different. And there's other things too that you have to think about, because if you do get to that one point where you're in a 5-rounder, you got to practice the speed round. You got to, that's just another level of things. And playing from, everybody's playing from home, that's one thing I want to get your thoughts on, because we've talked about that several times on the show about couch playing versus actual competing in the Schmoedown, because you have your first match under the belt. What are your thoughts on the people that play from home and I can do this?
Yeah, how different is the dynamic going from being at home and being live?
It's a lot different, and I'm not saying, because I was a couch player forever, and I had my first match and did okay, but just you feel the lights, you feel the people in the studio, you hear the when the commentators' banter isn't about you, it's a lot easier. But when they're oh, he's got one JTE left, oh, it doesn't seem like he's thinking, oh, is he gonna pull it, or and also, I had Mark and Ken on the desk for me, and they're fucking hilarious. Yeah. So it's just oh, great. So I'm trying to think over here, and they're cracking wise. But yeah, that's aged myself real quick with that one. You cracking wise over there, you whippersnapper.
You bunch of hooligans on the desk.
But no, it is a huge difference, and then I can't even imagine what a live event is like, because that's a whole nother level.
Well, I sort of debuted in a live event, and
you the 5-way.
Yeah, the 5-way. I've said it before. I'd rather I don't know how you feel about this. I'd rather compete in a live event than a studio match, because that studio match is so small and intimate, and you feel everybody's eyes on you, and you feel the lights on you, like you said. And I think the lights actually help you in a live event where you can't see the audience. And the energy is different too.
You know way more than me about that, but if I'm ever good enough to get a live event, or maybe if I get scheduled in the free for all, we'll see. But for now, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
It's I prefer it. And also because of the energy, you can get the energy of the crowd behind you, and you can use that to your advantage. So that's just my thoughts. But yeah, let's get into this match because I remember. Let's see, there was 2 perfect rounds with Paul and
Whitney and Paul both got perfect rounds.
Yeah, it's shocking that Tom missed something. You very rarely see that.
Yeah, that question, the who voiced Flynn Rider in Tangled, it was 1 repeat per team. Like both teams used a repeat for it.
And that was one that he missed?
Yeah, that was the one he missed.
Yeah, that was the one Tom missed, and he got Zachary. He couldn't think of his last name.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, like that was a miss. And then, yeah, Whitney and I can't remember the question that Alonzo missed. But yeah.
Yeah, so, but
they ended up with only a 1-point difference.
Yeah, and
at the end.
Did they both get the bonus squad?
I do believe they did.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So then we get into the second round and this is where all the, I'm not saying not controversy, but where a lot of where the match got away from Tom and Paul. This is where it really happened because who went first?
I want to say
Deep 13 went first.
Deep
They
13.
spun opponent's choice.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So they spun opponent's choice. And again, that's another week where we took poor notes or didn't take any
notes.
Oh,
0 notes.
That's all right. I got you.
Yeah, because we got somebody that was actually there and watched it twice already. We only got to see it once. So Ben will be our notes for this week. But yeah, the whole opponent's choice, and they gave him Festival Darlings. And Nicki said this as much as if you're gonna give somebody Festival Darlings, you don't give it to.
Those are probably 2 people in the entire league that I would never give it to.
Bibiani
would be another one that I would never give it to.
Look at them, it's they know all about festivals. So I'm not giving them to anything. I think you said you would give them Pixar.
I feel like I would have given them Pixar.
Yeah,
but could have bitten me in the ass too. Who knows? But
I remember looking. But here, I'm watching the video right now.
I know I have it up on my phone.
At the wheel. I remember looking at the wheel and it's okay. So on the wheel was biopics, Tom Cruise, festival, rom-com, 90s directors, Charlize Theron, thrillers, Star Trek, and Pixar.
Ooh, maybe Star Trek.
Plus,
I don't know.
No, Whitney put on Star Trek.
Oh, he does. Oh, I didn't know that about
I would have, yeah.
For the critically acclaimed, that's their Patreon thing. It's Whitney goes episode by episode and talks about Star Trek. That's his strength.
Shit.
And Festival Darlings was Alonzo's and obviously Whitney's.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out of those... And you gotta remember that Tom and Paul got opponent's choice and got rom-coms and still also got, I think, 9 or 10 points.
Yeah.
So out of those, you're right. Probably the thing is probably Pixar. But then again, Whitney is a critic that watches everything. True. Alonzo is a critic that watches everything. So
maybe biopics because that category's been spun several times, and that doesn't really matter anymore since they're recycling questions.
Yeah.
But I feel biopics is always they could be insanely easy, but if they end up being tough questions, they're really freaking tough questions. So I think that's another one I would have thought giving them.
But I think I
also think just with the strength of these 2 teams, you weren't gonna get a good opponent's choice.
Not really.
They were gonna get 8 to 10 points on opponent's choice, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Festival Darlings wasn't the best because they knocked it out of the park. But biopics and Pixar, maybe they get 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's nothing on the wheel that I'm seeing right now that for sure is they're going to get all these steals and no one's going to get any points.
Yeah, and what hurts the most is that the reason I think Kate said this in the post interview is that they gave them festivals because it was a strength that they think that they could have stole points on.
Oh.
So it wasn't not doing research.
Oh, I bet they don't know it.
Yeah, exactly. It's more play to your strengths rather than to their weaknesses. So hopefully you can steal points. And what really hurt the most was that it was Duralde I'm a festival coordinator
for 30 years.
30 years. It's oh my God.
I asked for that slice on the wheel.
That's just terrible luck. And it's not so much not researching your opponent. It's just trying to play to your strengths. And that's just the game sometimes. So...
can't blame it on her.
And that's it was an unfortunate spin, and then Tom and Paul got, and I'm surprised. I thought, everyone's dissing on Kate about it, and luckily, not luckily, they obviously won. They earned that victory, but I feel like if Whitney had gone Star Trek, it would have been a blowout. I mean, I'm not saying Tom and Paul don't know anything about Star Trek. But I feel like if you get opponent's choice and you yourself have put an inner geekdom category on the wheel, I feel like it's a safer bet to do that. Like they went rom-coms and Tom and Paul also got 9 to 10 points, and no one's talking about that mistake because they lost.
Yeah.
And it's just like Whitney and Alonso didn't have a good opponent's choice either. So I'm just trying to put everything in perspective because I know Kate's been getting a lot of heat for it.
Yeah, because everybody ends up looking at the final score and they don't really pay attention to the match, and it's like, Tom and Paul.
Well, because it wasn't all. You can't blame it all on Kate because there was 3 people talking about it. You know, if they didn't agree with her, they could have been like, "Oh, no, Kate, maybe I'm thinking this."
Yeah, because you can say like, "Oh yeah, Kate should have managed them better," but it really always ultimately comes down to the competitor and how they feel.
Because they're the one that says, "I want to pick."
Yeah, because it's not the manager submitting like yes or no. It's the competitor saying
advising.
Yes, we want this.
So it's not all Kate's fault, but everybody just gets so worked up so easily. But not Kate's fault at all. It was a little bit of a misstep, and it happens. It happens to everybody at some point.
Yeah. So third round, I can't remember. Again, poor notes this week. I can't remember. Did anybody miss anything in the third round at all?
Tom missed his 2-pointer.
Yeah.
It was the James Horner question.
And I feel like
who scored what, and it was James Horner, and he missed it to tie the game up.
Oh man.
Who provided the scores for Apollo 13, Beautiful Mind, and Braveheart? Tom used the last repeat to try and get it, and he missed. And then Paul hit his 3. They hit their 2. And they hit their 2. We hit our 5, which was a tough 5. It was like what John Carpenter movie is Chevy Chase in. Like, damn, no Chevy Chase is in it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought Tom and Paul, it was going to be a steal.
This is one of the cases where it's like it's paper. It's not paper. It's what am I trying to say?
I have no idea. What are you trying to say?
Perspective versus reality. Is that the right thing?
Maybe.
So like on paper, Tom and Paul. God damn, I've been studying Star Wars all day. My brain is just all mush right now.
That's true.
So it's one of these.
I've been in bed all day and I'm still in my pajamas.
This
is my only day to sleep in.
Fucking nice. But
nice, real nice.
It feels great.
No, but it's one of those things where it's like on paper, Tom and Paul should be like unfucking stoppable.
Absolutely.
But everybody forgets that. In a team, especially in teams division, it's a lot comes down to chemistry. How well do you know your partner? Are you able to pick your partner up when you're getting behind? Are you able to communicate properly and understand like, all right, so the 2 and the 3, this is where the strategy really comes into play. It's like, all right, like this is the category. Who knows it better? Because I remember watching that and I'm thinking like, wow, I think Paul knows Tom's answer and vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's like this is just one of those things where you see teams like Founding Fathers, Shire Wolves. Who's the Boss? All these great teams, they know each other so well and they meld well so together, and that's why it's not only that their knowledge base is why they're so good, it's because of their chemistry together. And I think this is just like growing pains for Tom and Paul. It's like they don't know each other that well right now, and it's just
that absolutely, because like when LeBron went to the Heat, they didn't win the championship the first year. So, but also Whitney has lost at least 2 matches while scoring over 30 points with critically acclaimed.
Jesus.
Alonso and Matt Atchity beat the family, and then Matt Atchity's dumbass challenge. Like, these are not scrub players at all. These guys came to play. They just like the criticism on both these guys, like they don't know the game that well, but their movie knowledge is like uncomparable. So it's not like some nobodies that came in and beat Tom and Paul. Yes, Tom and Paul got all the hype because Tom is like, this is his first actual round 1 miss.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
The only other round 1 miss was a bonus question, so I don't really count that.
No.
And then Paul was obviously the stronger player of the movie guys. Adam is the funnier one. So yeah, these guys definitely deserved all the hype they got, but with hype comes a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So this is like points wise, obviously, like I'm really disappointed and I wanted to get this win because I feel like this is like this would have been the launching pad of like maybe 1 or 2 more matches after this, and we get a title shot, or they get a title. Like,
yeah.
I know, like, we're on the factions, but it's still like a sport you want to win as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
Just like getting the Den a lot of points would have been great. But yeah, just like people, it's a lot of recency bias in this game, and people forget that, like I said, Alonzo and Matt actually beat the family. The game was over. Literally walking out of the set, and Matt like went on the mic and was like, I got a challenge. No, you don't. You don't have to challenge this.
Hey guys, I'm ready to shoot myself in the foot, and who wants to watch?
Yeah, exactly. And who knows if like I honestly like Shazam versus Paddington 2. I don't know who's gonna win that match. Like Shazam was on fire, but that's a lot of movie knowledge in that room. And then Whitney, like Whitney's had, even when he was paired with Mark Horick, like they were losing like matches where they were scoring 27-28, and so Whitney's had a lot of bad luck in this game. So I mean, if there is like, I am happy that these are the two that won, because like they even said like it's nice to be the bride, not the bridesmaid, because I feel like they've been the bridesmaids for a long time.
True. Very true.
Like they are the stars of 27 dresses in that.
Yeah, so where do you see these teams going? Like, because obviously nobody really, I think a lot of people were overlooking Deep 13. It's like, oh yeah, these are two competitors, but they haven't really gotten
Alonso
over
just
the
knows
hump.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I think they're just underestimating these two. I really see Deep 13 going deep into the competition, and especially if
say that slower.
Wow.
Because Tom and Paul, obviously, I see them going really far. It's just that
give them a couple more matches, and they are going to meld.
Let them figure out their dynamic together, because the character dynamic is
great.
On fucking point. Just the whole like the whole like logo when the very beginning of the promo when we showed both of the teams like next to each other, and just like Tom just standing there awkwardly with his, and then like Paul just like standing there like, what? Okay.
What's happening? What is he doing?
They hooked me with that small little clip. I'm like, I fucking love this team already.
Oh yeah,
it is so good. So
they're going to be amazing.
Yeah. So I think these are two teams that, especially when we get to tournament season, that these are two teams that we're gonna have to look out for.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, like I mean, it's like a regular, to me it's like a regular tournament. Like Tom and Paul go down to the losers bracket, and they're gonna have to fight to get back to the winners, and like they're gonna have to play maybe a few lower tier teams, and they're gonna have to show out and maybe TKO them, maybe knock them out, like maybe been like, okay, we messed up, but we're still here to play. And then Deep 13 is going to get to play Shazam, Corruption, The Family. They're going to get to play those top-tier teams, and they're going to show that this was not a fluke. We're here to play. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, both these teams have a lot to show after this match.
Do you think this is actually a good thing for Tom and Paul? So now, they have to wait a little bit to get their matches, but, like, the more you wait, the more of an opportunity, like, where you only have to go through, like, maybe 2 or 3, like, lower-tier teams, and then you're into the tournament. Whereas Deep 13 now has to start continuing to up their competition. Now they have to play the families, the who's the bosses, and those top tier teams. And so now their road to the tournament is a little tougher, rather than to Tom and Paul, who might have to go through these like quote unquote weaker tier teams, and then now they have their resume bolstered, and then it won't be as hard to get.
Might get more points if they get TKOs in those lower tier teams.
So this could be a blessing in disguise for Tom and Paul.
Could be.
It could be.
They gotta get their feet wet with each other.
They put them up against, like, it was a showcase match, like right off the bat. Oyama and Roka is coming up, and that's another showcase match where it's like, all right, you guys are both at a turning point in your Schmoedown careers. Mm-hmm. We're gonna put you up against each other and see what happens.
That's gonna be fantastic.
And that's what it is. Like, okay, this team has a lot of hype, but these are also two players that have played really well, and they got paired up together with Robert Meyer Burnett. So let's, R&B has been getting all the heat for all the bad trades he's making, like the one that came out today.
Interesting choice.
It's a very interesting choice.
And he wasn't even there for the match, but you know what? He still gets 2 points, and his team also gets a win. So people can say what they want, but at least he knows to, like, on paper, be like, oh, this name and this name are together. Go play. Bye. Like.
Yeah, so in the post-match interview with Tom and Paul, this is one of the greatest shticks that Tom has, when he's mimicking people.
Oh, it's so good.
And like nobody really notices
so subtle.
this, and it's so subtle. But I love that Kate picked up on it, and she's treating him like a child or a pet. Like, no, Tom, stop, get off with that.
Yeah,
it's so good. I love this dynamic of this team with the personalities of the managers, because I think your team. I think the Den is full of contrasting players, because like Paul and Tom, Kate and Grace. These are contrasting personalities that work like really well together. They complement each other like in an odd way.
I love it.
Absolutely. And that's like you have like the boisterous jock of the Schmoedown in Paul, and then you have Tom, who keeps wanting people to see where he buried bodies. So like it's honestly the perfect matchup on paper, and I feel like only these guys could be called Tom and Paul. Like Christian would have never allowed a team name besides this one, because it just showcases their personalities so well.
Yeah. Because
you can't describe this team except for it's Tom and Paul.
Just Tom and Paul. But speaking of sticks, I really hope that Paul doesn't do this, doesn't not do this anymore, because before he would come out in matches and he'd have a pre-written answer on his board.
The answer is satisfaction. Didn't ask a question yet.
And he didn't do it in this match. I'm like, oh, that's one of the things I love about Paul. And it's like, I don't know if you can get in touch with him. It's like, hey, just do that.
Maybe he'll save it for singles.
Maybe.
Who knows? Because he did have his juicer with him instead of his protein powder, so he still had something going on.
So yeah, I'm really hoping he does it for singles, because that's one of my favorite things about Paul's character is just that little thing that he does in the beginning of the match.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
So, kind of not switching gears totally because we mentioned it, but with the trade that just happened, Bonnie went to the Droogs and Claudia Dolph went to the Corruption.
Yes.
So does Bonnie's loss go on the record of Corruption or the Droogs?
No, it stays with the
stays with Corruption because it happened with Corruption.
Same thing if in a real sport, say LeBron James was on the Heat, he lost two games with the Heat, and then he goes to the Lakers. It's not like his losses travel with him.
Okay, so it just stays with wherever it was when it happened.
And on the flip side of that, so say she would have won that match and then she got traded already.
The win stays with
the Corruption.
Team. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
that was an interesting move, because it's like Claudia Dolph is a rookie. You've seen Bonnie a couple times, and it's like, for all you know, Claudia has a huge wealth of knowledge. Why would you?
And also, like, after this, like, outside of the joke of Bonnie not showing up, like, she legitimately doesn't show up a lot. So
she's a busy lady.
She lost. So when's her next match gonna be?
Yeah, because now she has to wait to be scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I mean, that was like,
That's weird.
I even got told, like, not that I'm like special or anything, but he was like, you better win. Both of y'all better win this first match, because you never know. Like, there's so many people itching and wanting to play with the drafted teams. With what do we have, like almost 100 players waiting to play, teams included.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, you got to win, otherwise you won't get scheduled.
Yeah.
So it's just like, so it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot more pressure to win, just to get more matches, just to get more opportunities for points for your team. So just on the fact, like, literally trading for anybody that just came off a loss is really risky.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially in teams. Inner Geekdom and Star Wars, it might be a little looser because of the competitive pool, especially for Star Wars. So. Yeah. But for singles and teams, there's so many players.
Yeah, it's a battlefield out there for singles and teams.
I mean, for Star Wars, I agree with you, but even Inner Geekdom, I feel like each team has at least two players for Inner Geekdom. Like the Den, we have Brandon Hanna, and I know Saul wants to play. Mm-hmm. You guys have Dan Merle and
Emily
Rose Jacobson.
And
BC.
Corruption has Mike and Chance.
Well, sorry, not Craig. Barbarian said that he wants to do Inner Geekdom as well. So I don't know if he'll be able to get into that, but there's so many IG players now. Like, they have to do a tournament this year. They can't, because they did a tournament last 2 seasons ago, and I don't think they did one last year either.
Is the first Inner Geekdom match we're going to see Robert Parker against Ace?
Atlanta event.
Oh, duh. Wow, what an idiot.
Yeah, I think.
Duh.
Yeah.
Wow, pay attention, dummy.
I think they might tape that.
One hit song. Look at
so
her.
embarrassed.
I think
Stay in school, kids.
They're taping that match, I believe, soon, but that won't air until after the Atlanta event. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So, spoiler alert, no, peek behind the curtain, people. They tape these matches way in advance.
What? It doesn't happen when I'm watching it on YouTube Premiere.
No.
Oh man.
Before we move on, I want to talk about that cutscene that we got in the beginning of the episode with Grace and Ken. Or is that this match? Or is this Friday? No, this is this Friday. So yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the next. Next, because the cutscene with
Ken and Grace.
Ken and Grace was fucking awesome.
It was the best.
It's so funny. It's that whole like couples bickering type of thing, and Ken not trying to tiptoe, not get into trouble. Yeah. It's so funny. Grace is so good.
Don't tell me my voice is going high, because it's not going high.
Ken is good. Ken is good, but Grace is just so good.
Oh yeah,
she's so good.
She is probably one of my favorate heel personalities.
She's an underrated heel personality.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
She's one of the more original ones too. Like because it obviously was Roka, and then you get like the Den, with Dagnito, and then
the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots, and then you also get Grace got shoved in there as well. So now I think she's another one of those original heel personas that doesn't get talked about a lot.
She should get talked about more.
She's so good. Like the final line of that, he's like, I think Sean Sullivan's gonna beat you. He's like, but I wrote a book on Star Wars. Like, he's read it. Like, oh, that was.
She has to get the last word in.
Perfect.
She has to get the last word in. It's so good. But yeah, so moving on to the next match with
with Brett the Sniper Sheridan. I almost just said Sullivan. And Bonnie, Smoke Show?
Smoke Show.
Somerville. Yes.
Yes. So just going into this match, like everybody's like, oh, yep, we already know how this is going to turn out. I don't know why.
I had Brett the whole time. Really? Can I just put that on the record?
Did you see, really?
Yes,
absolutely. Show me proof.
I don't have receipts, as the kids call it these days. I don't have any receipts. Give me those receipts. No, I should have said it out loud. I said it to myself, but I was like, no, I want Brett to win.
You want Brett to win? You had Brett winning.
In my mind, I said I want. I mean, I pretty much probably assumed Bonnie, but I was like, no, I'm picking Brett. Even though my brain told me probably Bonnie's going to win.
Suspicious.
I wish I would have told you out loud.
Yeah, I would have backed
you.
I'm
not gonna lie, that's hella suspect.
Yeah,
you're hella suspect.
Anything, so, but yeah, everybody had Bonnie in this match, and that first round was kind of rough.
Oh, it was hard to watch it a little bit,
especially with Bonnie.
I loved it,
especially Bonnie. I mean, the shit talk in this match was
top notch.
Top notch. This is a pure entertainment match.
Oh yeah.
You don't watch this match so much for the trivia. You watch it for the shit talk and the entertainment and the jokes.
Oh, the opening of this match is one of my favorite moments of Schmoedown history. Is when Brett's like, she's more attractive than me. She's more successful than me. Cut. And then they just move to the logo. It's like, oh, like Nerd Chronic cannot be understated with what he is doing with these cutscenes and these promos.
So it's so great to have him full time now that he's doing
amazing. Like he deserves all the raises and all the Christmas bonuses because this dude is killing it.
Killing it.
So good. But yeah, that first round, man. Because like I expected more from Bonnie, especially she took Ginny to sudden death. So it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, why is she missing so much? And I guess she's just busy not having time to prepare for this.
And
I mean, people get busy, but I mean, if you haven't played for a while, like
that's true too.
And I don't want to compare Bonnie to Dan Murrell, but Dan Murrell took a break and lost to Andrew Guy in like a similar fashion, where literally like Christian has come out and said he had everything planned out. This was when Sam was double belted. He was going to plan a live event with Dan Murrell versus Sam. It was going to like. That would be the biggest live event in Schmoedown history, Dan Murrell versus Sam.
Yeah.
And he had to change everything because Andrew Guy won.
Mr. Monkey Wrench himself.
Yeah.
Right? It really was. And Andrew Guy knows it. And like everyone knows that and everyone was almost mad at Guy not once Christian admitted what he had planned for that. And everyone was like, we never got to see Sam versus Dan because of Andrew Guy.
I mean, we already got a Sam versus Dan match in the past, but I don't think they're the same competitors as they were.
That was before Sam was that would have been in the middle of his famous run.
Oh,
we got Sam challenged Dan to I think it was his free for all win.
It was his free for all win.
Yeah, and he got it. It was right after Dan defended the title. He made him defend the title right then and there again, and he got blown out.
Oh yeah.
Wow. phone. It should have been on vibrate, but it's not.
Jesus.
Owie.
Christmas.
Back to the Future's calling.
And also, I love how at the end of round 1, it was 3-4. 3
and
to 4.
Bonnie used all of her repeats.
Bonnie used
She
all
used
of her
all her
JTs.
repeats. That's what blew my mind.
Brett
Like,
used 2 out of 3.
She's like, Bonnie's technically a veteran of the game, but like, I mean, she's only played one match in the new format because when she first played, it was
Much different.
season 1 format. Like,
Yeah.
It was,
like on the couches and stuff.
Yeah, back in those days.
A very different
So
game.
it's like, she's a veteran, quote unquote, but not really. So, I mean, and she's also asking me in round 2 and 3, like, I don't get multiple choice for this one, do I? It's like, what? Bonnie.
You know this game better than that, or you should.
Yeah. But that's the thing is that like Kate coming out and being like, Bonnie's like her residuals from the 90s, not showing up as much as they used to. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was so
that hurt
good.
me.
The shit talk. Oh my
So
God.
good. Especially when you have
And
somebody
then
like
every
Kate.
time Brett would say something nice, like, yeah, like at least she's been on TV, right? And it's like, no, stop.
And I'm pretty sure I heard you, Ben, in the background a couple times yelling. We were watching. I'm like, oh, that's Ben.
Absolutely. I was so hyped for this match, and Brett was so nervous backstage. And like, so every point he got, I was gonna be there. And that's the thing, like I like when I ran out to celebrate with him, I was like, I wasn't trying to steal his moment or anything. I was legitimately just so happy for him.
I really wish we'd have more moments like that because, like, I remember back, like, I think it's season 3, when when they were in a different studio, they weren't at the current studio they're at, and like the switchboard was in the same room, and you would hear like when like big moments would happen, you hear Rupert Cabo going, "Ow! Ow!" I miss moments like that. I wish somebody in the audience would do that. It's so funny.
I do love.
You guys got to watch, and for anybody listening, the best match to watch is Lon Harris versus Cody Hall.
Yes.
Because the entire audience is so with Cody, and Lon is so thrown off by all the boos he's getting, by all the cheers Cody's getting, to the point that I think Cody gets a perfect round, and Christian Ruvalcaba runs out.
Yeah.
And like high fives Cody, and then slaps Lon's board out of his hand, and then runs off.
Yeah, because I had to rewatch that match for the Greedy video, so like I might as well just sit here and watch.
I don't remember him slapping the board out of his hand. I got to go back.
Yeah, he was
and watch
like
that.
he was going up and he ran up. It was that clip of Cody of him hugging Rubalcaba, and like you can see Rubalcaba flicking Lon off, and then he like goes and he slaps the board out and he throws his eraser off the desk.
Oh, poor Lon.
So funny. It's such a good match.
Yeah, that moment you can watch. Lon is not amused by it. He's like, no, Copster, come get this board.
Yeah, no, I felt kind of bad for him.
He was up against it, and Lon ended up winning in overtime, but just like you could tell how thrown off he was by the crowd.
Yeah,
and also like with every right answer Cody got, like the audience was exploding.
Yep. Yeah, I got to go back and watch that one. That's
such
a good
match.
But second round, Brett spins first, and he got opponent's choice, and they gave him Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He went to multiple choice on every single. No, he went to multiple choice on what? Out of like maybe a couple times.
A couple times. He didn't do too badly.
2 points. He had a 2-point question one, right?
Like he literally says, like when he got Meryl Streep, like, oh yeah, Devil Wears Prada, and then he got a Devil Wears Prada question.
Yeah.
That was his. That was the 1 2-pointer he got, and I was so happy.
And then what did Bonnie get? God, I'm so. Oh,
she's trying to fast forward to the
Paul
video.
Thomas Anderson. What? Who's that? Is that a director?
No, she got on her first
Who's
spin.
that?
Who's
oh my
that?
Gosh.
Is that a director?
Who dat?
Who dat?
This is what I live with.
The wheel. Who dat?
This is what I'm married to. Jesus Christ.
It's a director, right?
Yes.
What did he direct? Tell me what he directed.
Ben, I'll defer to you.
There Will Be Blood, Punch Drunk Love, Hard 8, The Master.
I haven't seen any of those.
A lot.
He must not be very. He must not be very good.
Yeah.
They're all pornos, if you couldn't tell.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was surprised that she didn't respin because she didn't do great in the match overall. But even in the second round, she didn't do great.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
You've played obviously, and so and your Star Wars questions are more detailed than anything. Like that's the most detailed, thorough league we have. But I mean, like when it comes to stuff like that, it's like, oh, like I've seen Paul Thomas Anderson movies. Oh, I've seen Adam Sandler movies. Like you, like a lot of times you think you can get a category that and even strengths. Like I spun Middle Earth, and I was like, okay, perfect, and I only got 5 out of 8 points. So it's just like you honestly never know. And I mean, maybe Shannon should have whispered in her ear, like, try and get something else. But Bonnie's been in the business. Like, she's probably a fan of Paul Thomas Anderson. So I don't blame her for going it. But honestly, like what Christian said, like, I think the whole wheel is opponent's choice for these two.
Oh man.
And it was 8-8.
That's when we got tied up.
After the second round. Amazing.
Hey. Barn burner, baby.
Barn burner, baby.
So, third round. Can't remember how it went. And again, poor notes this week.
Yeah. Very poor notes because no notes.
All I remember, I'll go to the match too for you guys and help you out. But all I know is that Bonnie's 5-pointer was about Man on Fire, and she picked Flight, and also like not having those repeats. All right, so let's see.
Denzel Washington.
Question 1 for Brett was in Dances with Wolves, Lieutenant John Dunbar is fighting which war? And he gets it wrong somehow.
I don't know how you get that wrong because it's like, at the time, you even if you've seen the movie once or seen a trailer for it, it's like, oh, the way they're dressed, you can
exactly like he's wearing a Union.
Yeah,
like he's wearing it the whole time.
I've only seen that movie once, and that was so long ago, so long ago. But I'm like, well, I guessed that the correct answer, and it's like, well, it's just Brett, I guess.
Yeah, and then Bonnie got who directed Blazing Saddles, and she got it.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles is a staple of the of Nicki's childhood.
Oh yeah, Blazing Saddles, top notch.
That's a movie she knows.
Yeah. My movie knowledge is very narrow.
And I'm surprised Brett got his 3-pointer, which is what Stanley Kubrick movie did Nicole Kidman star in, and he got it.
Yeah,
that was a total.
Did he
guess.
Guess that?
Eyes wide shut. I don't know.
I know
maybe
you guessed that.
I 100% guessed it. That was shocking.
Yeah, and then Brett didn't even need to go to his 5-pointer, did he?
No, Bonnie missed her 3 and her 5, and I'm looking at her 3 right now. Mm-hmm. Give me a second. It's going. Great radio. Who plays cigar chomping pilot Wild Bill Kelso in the Spielberg film 1941?
Oh, Jesus.
Which I admit, like, 1941 is a tougher question, and
that's her 3-pointer.
I think the answer is Donald Sutherland, but I honestly can't be sure. And then her 5-pointer was Denzel Washington plays a former Marine named John Creasy in what 2004 film? I feel like those questions should be switched, but I don't want to complain about 3 and 5s. I don't really care that much.
I mean, the last round questions used to be terrible for difficulty because some people would get a 5-pointer for a 2-pointer and a 2-pointer for a 5-pointer, and they decided to switch it up and actually put the harder questions in actual 5-point categories and stuff. So I guess they still got to do a little work on that, but whatever. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten any of those. I don't think.
My God,
that's why I compete in Star Wars.
The look on Brett's face when he wins, it's amazing.
Nobody had him going into this, so it's like I consider this an upset, a huge upset.
Oh, absolutely, so good. And the bro love. It's just so good. And somebody commented on the YouTube video, the joy in Brett and Ben's faces is everything. And it truly is.
It was amazing. Like that was one of my favorite moments to like be at the studio for, even like view. And it's just like, he was genuinely so happy. Like, cause he was just like, oh, well, like at least you won and we got points today. And it's like, stop. Like you haven't even played yet. So it was truly great to see, and I was so happy for him.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then also the underrated moment, like everyone's looking at me and Brett hugging. The underrated moment is Grace staring down Shannon as she walks by. If you guys are watching the match at home, like slow-mo that moment, because she like leans on the desk and just
that's like
smiles as Shannon walks by, and it's
total Mean Girls moment. Total Mean Girls moment. It's so like you gotta like she's like just stares daggers at her.
Like when
yeah, did you see it?
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Oh, she's so good. She's too good. Oh my god, she's so good. I would be nervous with Grace around if she was in that character. I'd be like, well, don't look at me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, we haven't met Grace yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Seen Ken several times.
Oh, she's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a huge contrast to the character she plays.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like it is for all of these people. Like Andrew Guy is like the sweetest sweetheart ever, but on camera he's your worst nightmare.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Another person I've yet to meet for some reason.
Oh yeah, because he was in the studio when we were there.
Yeah, and at the draft.
But then he pieced out real quick after his match.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't seem like he was in a great mood.
Yeah. But yeah, so after these two matches, and after last week, so the Den is sitting pretty well right now. With
yeah, like we had a lot of matches like right up front, but like I was hoping we'd go 3-0, but 2-1 ain't bad. I'm not mad about it. And I know I've got a teams match coming up.
That's right.
With Rachel Silvestrini. So, and I don't know anything about. We're playing. I can't remember who we're playing, but I know it's people I know nothing about. Like they're both new people.
Oh yeah, the rookies.
Oh.
So like there's no like tape to study on. Like you can look at what they do for work or something, but that doesn't matter.
Do you know what faction they're with by chance?
I don't. I'm real bad at knowing like factions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like I'm just I put me on the desk and I'll play trivia. That's all I'm
That's all you have to really worry about. But like, can you bring up the standings right now?
Oh god.
Because
I'll try to.
I think the Den has 4 points. Am I correct?
Yeah, we got 4 because both matches were just wins and they weren't like knockouts or anything.
Yeah. So it's 4, and then I think everybody else's that have wins are tied at second place with 2 points apiece. I think that's right. It's somewhere in the Facebook group.
Do you get an extra point? Does Dan get an extra? Is there an extra point for winning a live event?
No, that's what I thought. But no, it's the only extra points you get are for knockouts.
Got it.
Knockouts, title matches, and Star Wars and Inner Geekdom get an extra point as well, just because of the divisions.
There we go. Good Lord.
Did you find it?
Only took me like an hour.
Oh, Jesus, this is great radio.
Oh. Because I was going to like the old site with Trivia SD.
Oh yeah.
That's not a thing anymore, I guess. So.
All right. So what do we have?
We have. I don't know if this is updated, to be quite honest with you, because I'm looking at Faction Standings 2020, and it says Finstock Exchange.
No, that's old.
Usual Suspects in the Den all have 2.
Yeah. So that's the same right now, but with I think the Den has 4 points, and I think everybody else has 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Burning Droogs have 2 points now too because they won their match. So everybody else has 2. I think the only people with losses on the record is Corruption and Swag. Mm-hmm. Rockstars has yet to play.
And that's I'm sure Shannon's listening to this because she's deep in it, but you can talk a big game. Team's got to win something.
Yeah.
She was talking all the smack with Bonnie about Brett, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't having it, and like I was too busy being happy for Brett, but I would have gladly added my resting bitch face to Grace's and shot lasers at her.
Yeah, well, I think the Den, the Den, Droogs, who else am I thinking of? Corruption. Like these are teams they're factions that they're not putting their hard hitters, like their heavy hitters, up first. They're putting their rookies up, and people that
and I'm not saying like Corruption obviously has good players with Mike and Chance on it, but I mean, we're going off the game tape, baby. You want if you're putting your B and C players, you better put your B and C smack talk on there and not be trashing every time you come on backstage and every time you log into Twitter. Because you're fair game then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And the little post that she put up regarding the trade is just like, damn, this girl. She never stops.
I didn't see that.
So Shannon, I don't know where She put it in the Schmoedown group. So I don't know where
She basically
else.
shredded her own player, which shows that she has no loyalty to anything but wins.
Yeah, listen up, nerds.
And Mike.
Yeah.
She said Bonnie didn't cut it, so I had to cut her. And if y'all thought I was just going to drop her after that pathetic display against Brett instead of getting a better competitor to replace her, you're an idiot. As far as I'm concerned, the smoke show is the Droogs' problem now.
What does this trade say about Robert Meyer Burnett and like what he's doing? Is he trying to maybe coach Bonnie up? Or does
you are giving him way too credit.
I don't know.
Too much credit.
Way too much credit.
Oh,
Did he know the outcome of the Bonnie Brett match by the time he made that trade?
Yeah, I imagine.
Interesting move. And
I don't think he did.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't know, man.
Well, just like, and it's not even just this match. If Bonnie never plays again, he will have traded away Video Drew for absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because he traded Claudia for Video Drew, and then he traded away Claudia.
Yeah. So what happened?
It's just like, what was the point? And keep Video Drew, because Video Drew will play.
Yeah.
Regardless of if she wins or loses, she is a draw because the fans love her. And she is one of the best characters we have.
She's going to be in LA more often now. So
she's going to be in LA more often. She's going to be probably at a lot of live events, most likely in the free-for-all, because people want to see her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, you keep Drew for exposure. The reason why Kate drafted me is because she knew I was at least going to get automatically one match, because a lot of people have not been scheduled yet.
Yeah, and
even on the Den, Saul hasn't been scheduled yet. Mm. I don't know who else is on our team. I'm really bad about that.
You don't know who's on your team, Ben? What are you doing?
I'm living life, guys.
Living my life.
I've got Greedy for Belts on repeat, and I'm slowly editing the right names into it, and it's taking a long time.
Well, fun fact about that. Originally, when I first shot the idea at Andrew, instead of having the faction members' names, I had all the factions, the names of the factions. And he was like, fuck that. This is a Finstock song.
Yeah. Okay, so on my Alex Marzoni is on my team, and I love Alex to death, and I know he knows his stuff. Hasn't been scheduled.
Yeah.
Brett won a match. God help us that happens again, but I don't know. Sean Sullivan hasn't been scheduled a match. It's tough out here. And then I'm looking at other things I'm looking at other, Gray Drake, who was in a championship match, has not been scheduled. Mm-hmm. Cody, BC.
I haven't been scheduled yet. I have no idea when my next match is. So.
Yeah, you haven't been scheduled yet. Corruption, Laura Kelly hasn't been scheduled. Mm-hmm. Rick Ramos, Claudia, now that she's on there, when she's going to play. And so just and then the Mercs, Joseph Scrimshaw, John Humphrey, Haley Fouch, Tim Franco. Tim Franco and Haley are good players. And, who knows when Shazam is going to play next because they lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it's
there's
you
so
have
many
to
people.
Get people that play.
Yeah, so many competitors, and everybody wants to play. And I think Christian said, at the beginning, even before the draft, not everybody's going to get a chance to play, so draft at your own risk.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this trade is that Claudia will play because Claudia will at least get a match because she's a rookie.
Yeah, and
now that all this, she'll get a match because of the headline too. The headline of this trade will literally get her a match.
Can you imagine if she ends up killing? What
she could. You never know.
What are the Drews going to say? It's what are you doing? Why are you?
What are you doing?
Even if what are you doing?
My hands up like Christian does.
Even if she doesn't kill, she plays one match. That's 2 more points than Bonnie would get her.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see her compete for the first time.
The lowest of low needs to be accomplished for Claudia for this trade to be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if she gets that win, even if it's just 1 point, even if it's along the lines of what happened between Brett and Bonnie,
hey,
a W's a W. Isn't that something like what
points.
Grace said?
Yeah.
As long as it's a win, if it was a messy win, it's still a win.
Yeah.
So I am excited to see what Claudia's going to do, mainly because of that trade. So good point, Ben.
Exactly. The hype, especially now where we're premiering all these matches, we're hyping them up on SCN Live. Their hype cannot be understated in this league now. People that will demand of who they want to see, and it's gonna happen that way. like Claudia will probably get a match because of this trade, and she'll play some other like big time rookie that people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like Robert Parker's gonna get a match because of the hype that's surrounding him for the fan leagues.
Can you see?
I'm not saying like I've never seen Robert Parker play, and I'm not saying that he's not good or doesn't deserve the hype, but I'm saying like there are other like fan leaguers that are maybe just as good, but no, like Christian. Literally, that was like the first person that he announced that's available for the draft on SCN Live.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Like, I texted this guy. We're gonna announce it. Robert Parker's gonna be available for the draft. And on top of that, Kaiser takes him with his second pick.
Who is that?
Parker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, did y'all hang up?
It's great radio.
I just like froze for a second. My brain just stopped
but
working.
could you imagine if who was that traded away? Her name already fell out of my head.
Claudia Dolph?
Yeah, Claudia. Can you imagine her going against James White?
Oh yeah, that'd be a huge match because of all the hype surrounding them. Yeah.
That's a perfect match because the Golden Boy versus like this hype train that's following Claudia now.
Yeah, and they used to be on the same faction, but she got traded away.
Oh, look at that!
And now she comes around and can you imagine she wins that match? Can you imagine all the drama behind that, the story behind that? That'd be crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
And especially when you know nothing about a competitor, like it makes it better.
Yeah, because everyone's hyping James up, and no one really knows much about Claudia, and you never know the way it could go. If you hype somebody up, they could shit the bed, and the other person that you know nothing about, they could bat a perfect game. Yeah. So time will tell.
Cutthroat in the season.
Oh yes,
it really is.
So with the win, with Brett winning, you got the Den has the option of you and Brett going up against each other. Have you guys made a decision about that? Are you going to look elsewhere for a match and try to challenge somebody else for that? Because I have my own thoughts about it.
I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know how much of it is up to us, honestly. But honestly, like it's also like, do we want to give our faction a loss as well as a win? Because I mean, and also like a win would be nice, but I don't think it's going to propel me. And I mean, I'm not saying like I'm going to beat Brett if I play him. Like. I'm not. That's not an insult to Brett. I love the guy to death, but I'm gonna beat him.
Yes.
And Brett knows that, and so does everybody else. It's not bragging. But will it propel my rankings that much if I knock out Brett? Like, it won't. Like it's like it won't help our team that much. Like it's not gonna get me a number 1 contender shot or anything like that.
So
like it'll be a very empty 2-0.
Yeah. So, but here's my thoughts on this. So, say you guys do accept that match, and it's you and Brett Sheridan going up against each other. And again, no shit on Brett.
No disrespect.
But based on both of your guys' performance, you're most likely going to knock him out. And you get an extra point for knockouts. So, looking from a point standpoint, you guys could...
It could be an advantage.
It could be an advantage if you go and take that match and it's like, all right, so we're just guaranteeing us 3 points. And losses don't really count against your record. And how much more does Brett want to play anyways? So... There's nothing in the rules against saying that you guys can do that, and it'll get you guys extra points. But I do get the point of like speaking from a competitor standpoint, you want to play the best. You don't want cheap wins,
right?
So
and also and then coming from a publicity standpoint, you don't want people saying Brett threw the match.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like we're manufacturing points. So like Pete Rosing over here.
Yeah.
That's a sports reference, you nerds.
Yeah, no, didn't get that one. Who is that? A baseball player?
Oh god.
Not gonna shave points like longest yard over here. But
that's a football.
There, I tied in movies to it. You dorks. You get it now? But yeah, so I mean, like there's a lot of things going into this next match, and that's the thing is that like I'm very happy for Brett, but. Damn, did I want to play Bonnie because that would have been so nice and easy.
Oh yeah,
oh, yeah,
and the hype surrounding that match would have been great.
More attention.
Yeah, it would have been a good business standpoint. Like it would have been a well viewed match.
Hell
you can play up the whole date thing and all that stuff, and then then I would have beat that ass.
Oh yes, and that would have been a great sound clip to get.
I'm gonna clip that out.
I'm gonna beat that ass.
I'll beat that bottle.
Oh my god!
Put that into the intro music. Dun, 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 I'm gonna beat that ass. Dun, 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 I'm gonna beat that ass.
Yes. All right. Working on it already.
Perfect.
So like looking at the landscape, who do you want to play next? Who would you, if you were to challenge somebody for your next match, who would you say you have your eyes on? It was up to 100% up to you, because obviously Kate and Grace would have a say in this, but who would you want to go up against?
All right, let me look at some of these people. But that's the thing, is that I don't know if I would take maybe like a Liz Shannon Miller.
Okay.
That would be good.
Yeah, she was.
I think so.
Janine's got a match.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, like there's no like, it's tough to like get my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe Elliot Dewberry, like just because he's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Mark Edward Hoyk.
Yeah, and you have to go up against somebody that has a similar record to you. You can't go up against a rookie.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like I can't go up against a different rookie that's 0-0
unless that rookie has a win under their belt as well. So you can't go.
Yeah. Maybe Zipper. Maybe Zipper. Like
Zipper's gotten better.
Oh, I'm not scheduling easier matches for myself. I'm saying like people that, because I don't want to go play Paulo Yama or Brendan or Bibbs or any of those people. Like I'm seeing of like mid-tier players, and that's not a shot at anybody, but all the other players that I mentioned have literally competed for titles.
Yeah.
Like those are the only people that I'm excluding. Like maybe like Tim Franco or Haley Fouch or Stacey Howard.
Yeah, you could see that.
Like, I mean, if JTE was in town, like JTE is like, double belted, but if he hadn't played in a while, maybe I could hang with him.
Yeah. For Rockstars, that's who started.
Oh, yeah, Rockstars, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but yeah,
Rockstars hasn't played yet.
Somewhere around there, like like a next, like a Gray Drake would be fun to play, because I've met Gray and like we're good friends.
What's
and
her
she's
record?
I don't know how she's done in singles, but I know her and Matt Atchity were a hell of a team.
Oh yeah, they were the hard hitting team.
I will put this on it. Like I was rewatching the Patriots versus Modoc. Modoc would have beat them if they weren't stupid. Because they came out as Natasha and is it Boris and Natasha from Bullwinkle? And so they're talking like this in Russia.
No,
and every answer was,
Atchity is the one that lost in that match. It's 100% Atchity was the one that lost in that match, because it was the speed round. He kept buzzing in.
And he kept going, the answer is, like, 2 seconds gone.
Stop it. Just say the answer. And
oh my God, really?
That was the character.
He lost in that match, because he would have gotten them. He cost them like 3 points in that match?
Yeah, like they kept buzzing in first, and I know they knew the answer, but he kept doing this and kept talking in Russian, and it's like,
I really hope,
just say the answer, sir.
I really hope she.
Soviet Russia, speed round means speed.
Yeah. I really hope Drake doesn't do that. I really hope she just plays the game, because if she wouldn't pay so much attention to character and more on the game, I think she. Obviously, she's a great. She knows her stuff, so I think if she would just focus on the game and not so much the character, I think she could really go far. But that match was painful to watch, because it was just like, oh my God, you could have been the one to take down the Patriots, but you just stuck to your characters. And
that was a title match?
That was a title match.
Oh boy.
So, yeah.
I kind of want to go back and watch that.
And that's the thing, like, I'm not like discounting the Patriots or anything. Their run is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But they were, at very least, they were on the ropes.
Yeah.
They were on the ropes that game, and if it had been a 3-rounder, Modoc would have won, because I think they did really good in the betting round too. Mm-hmm. But the speed round was what killed them. And the speed round can kill anybody, even if you're not playing in a character and purposely not answering questions quickly. But Modoc had them on the ropes, like dazed and confused. And Matt Atchity, again, like, he's a very knowledgeable player, but
doesn't know the game that well.
Literally, he does it once, and Christian's like, "You just need to say the answer," and he does it again.
Good old Atchity.
Like, just watching that match, I was like, "Oh my, it was a car accident that you could not look away from."
Yeah.
Like, it was so painful to watch, and especially because whether you like the Patriots or not, they were such good heels. You're like, "Oh, someone's finally gonna take him down," and then nope. Some guy who's so committed to his fake Russian character decides to blow the match.
Oh, yes. Well, you see the answer.
And your time's up.
Soviet Russia. Answer is Tim Burton. Oh, no. Sorry. That was 10 seconds, Matt. This is the speed round.
And I think after Modoc split up, I think they stopped doing that whole character bit. Because I think that was just for their team. Because actually went on to the Panini too, and he wasn't really playing a character at that point.
No,
so
he just keeps up with his like Hawaiian shirts or whatever, and his tropical
Big
drinks.
Kahuna, like he's got the best Hawaiian shirts.
Is that his nickname? Does he have a Schmoedown name?
It was for a while. I don't know.
I think they might have dropped
because he's been Hawaiian shirt since day one.
Yeah, and like pineapple drinks or coconut drinks or something
like that.
Tiki drinks.
Tiki drinks. Yes. That's what they call them.
I live in Florida. Come on.
Oh yeah, we all walk around under palm trees and drink coconut and tiki drinks all day long. That's what Florida does. We're in Central Florida. We're not. We're an hour away from the beach in both directions.
Yeah. And guess what we don't do? Go to the beach.
You guess what else we don't do every weekend?
Disney.
Go to Disney World.
Hell no.
Well, that's just stupid.
It is too hot.
How many times have you gone to Disneyland since you lived in LA?
I think on my pass it says like 120.
What?
Really?
Times?
Yeah. Let me
really.
If we can't pull it up, then we don't have.
Show me those receipts, baby boy.
I'm gonna log into my Disney account right now. I'm on my computer. I will see because it tells you how many times your pass has been used.
I want receipts. I want you to spill the tea. I want you to show me that you're a stan of Disney.
I need you, when this episode drops, comment on the thing and show us like a screen cap. And reply on the tweet.
And what kind of time frame are we talking here?
I mean, okay, so when I first moved to LA, like I definitely didn't. But my friend used to work at the ESPN zone. So she would sign us in for free. So I went like a few times. And then, oh God, the worst time was we went on leap day because they stay open for 24 hours.
Oh, shit.
And we went at like midnight thinking, it would have calmed down. Oh my God, I've never seen more people trying to get into Disneyland. And it was crazy.
Everybody had I took like
yeah, it was. But I've had my annual pass for like 3 or 4 years. So most of the and it just counts the annual pass. So it's just that time.
I've lived in Florida for 31 years, and I've probably been at Disney. Yeah, on like 2 hands, I could probably count the number of times.
It's just gonna get worse.
Where'd you live for the first 15 years of your life?
Yeah, no, but fuck Disney. No, not fuck Disney. It's just fuck how hot it is here. I'm not trying to sweat my balls off and be like running into massive crowds of people waiting 120 minutes for, Space Mountain.
Florida humidity.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Me and Megan did it the day before the Orlando event, and we didn't do many rides, but we managed to and of course, no one told us that Epcot was the best place to go, so we did it last, and our feet were just dead by then.
Oh no!
But I'm glad we did that because everyone else did Horror Nights, and they got rained out hard. Like they got hit with it.
No, Horror Nights, been there, done that once. Never gonna go again.
Yeah, I'm not a big Horror Nights. Like even we have it here in LA too, and I've never been. It's so expensive.
It's scary. That's my problem.
It's
scary.
So
by the way, I severely underestimated myself. 155 park visits.
Oh.
Wow. You're a busy little bee.
Wow.
And I am DMing you the receipt right now.
So let's bring this back to the Schmoedown. Enough Disney talk.
Don't come to me unless I call for you.
Enough Disney talk. Let's get back to the Schmoedown. So
it's really funny when Kate smelled Jen's hair in that post-match interview.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember that. That's kind of creepy.
Oh, so funny. God, I love Kate. I'm so glad we got to meet her at that draft. She's so cool.
That's right.
God.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah. She's such a fun person, like on SEN and then as a manager too. And that's the thing, she's taken that advice stuff, the Festival Darlings thing pretty hard.
Oh.
But I mean, I don't know how much it would have mattered. Maybe those could have been a 1 or 2 point difference because if because they got the steal for rom-coms, so that was 1 point. Was it? I can't remember. I think it was a 1 point steal, and then if Tom gets his 2-pointer, that's the difference. That's how close this match was.
Yeah.
Like if Tom gets his 2-pointer and then gets like a perfect round, and I'm not putting the match all on Tom, but I'm just saying like those are like the two easiest things I can go off the top of my head. Like a steal, one non-perfect round, one 2-point question miss, which usually it's like, oh, I missed a 2-point, like that's okay, like I can recover and get my 3 and my 5, that's what matters. But the 2-pointer mattered this game, and so it's one of those things where it's like I'll go back to basketball. Like if you lose a 1-point game, it's easy to point to the buzzer beater that missed, but you can literally point to every free throw, every missed shot, every a missed layup, a foul, anything you can point to in a close match like that. And I feel like when it comes down to a 5-pointer, you can do the same thing.
Yeah, no, it sucks that a lot of that he's getting directed towards her. I mean, like Christian said, the whole wheel was opponent's choice in the Brett Bonnie match. That whole wheel was probably Spinner's choice for those two teams. So it just so happened that they picked a slice that Alonzo put on the wheel. That's just bad luck.
Someone's strength, but there were no real weaknesses on the match on the wheel.
They could have picked Pixar, and they might have just crushed it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Because they're
like Whitney has a 3-year-old. Like he's probably watching Pixar movies all the time.
Whitney's a dad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He might have crushed it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Could have given him Charlize Theron. They might have crushed it. Who knows?
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, maybe you get an actor, because like actor categories, you never know how related to the actor itself is going to be.
It could be like 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah, just because they were in the movie.
Oh, who like in this in a guest starring Charlize Theron role, who starred in this 1995 thriller? It's like what? I thought this was a Charlize Theron category.
So
yeah, it's easy to to point to the big mistake for something, but there's a lot of little ones too that added up to the loss for the Den, and I'm not too shook about it, because if people don't think Deep 13 is a really formidable team, that they haven't been watching the game before, I mean, that's fine. Like if this is your first time and you see Tom and Paul and you see all the hype, and then seeing them lose, it could be surprising, but go back and watch Whitney's critically acclaimed matches. Like I said, Paddington 2 beat the family. They beat them and then beat themselves. they got 2 victories that day.
It's so true. But it all comes down to that recency bias again. Because I just feel like it's been a while since we've seen Alonzo, and you don't really see Ashley as much as you see other people, so it's easy to underestimate them. But both of these teams, they're going to be coming for that belt.
Yeah, no. I said it again. Like as soon as we get to the tournaments, these are 2 teams we're gonna see go
give
far.
Tom and Paul a couple matches to
it's just
get to know each other.
So I think.
I'm looking forward to them going up against another 0-1 team or a rookie team and stomping them out.
Yes, and it's probably going to happen.
Yeah. And it's going to be a statement game, and people are going to be like, this is the team that we were promised.
Yes.
And also, Whitney and Alonzo had to tie the team's record to win.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, you got to break records to beat a team. That's not really an upset.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do, though.
So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there, because we went through all the matches, went on a big tangent, talked about Disney World and Disneyland.
155 visits.
So I wanted to thank Ben Goddard for coming on with us again. I think we're going to do this every month. I think Ben should be a
Ben's monthly, a regular.
I think Ben should be a monthly regular. And I was going to give you shit. I was like, I don't. He gets enough shit on SCN. I was going to be like, there, you happy, you baby?
No.
You're crying enough, you get on the show.
And I said, don't you dare say that to Ben.
He gets enough shit on SCN, so we'll, But I would like for this to be a monthly thing, like have you on every month.
Yeah.
And talk about the match before. So I think the next.
Absolutely. I'm so down, guys.
Wait a minute. Before we go. Just
calm down, Harley Quinn.
One more thing before we go. Just a minute or two. Dr. Pepper's gross. Let me just throw that out there.
Oh yes. I need to address the elephant in the room.
Let's just
before you go any further, what is your soda of choice so I can rip it to shreds?
I mean, I'm a classic.
Coke or Pepsi. Girl.
Let's just do Coke, Pepsi, or Sprite. Those are, classic go-tos. They're crowd pleasers. Dr. Pepper tastes like carbonated medicine. That's gross.
You're high. Dr. Pepper is so, like, I will agree. Mexican Coke cannot be beat with like the real cane sugar. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I love a glass bottle of Coke. It's really good.
Yeah.
But at that day, and I'll agree also, like, maybe vodka and Dr. Pepper isn't the best drink to have.
No.
But I had just gotten off a double and then did SEN in the morning. And then I was going to see a movie after recording a different podcast. So I was very, very tired. And I was going to see Sonic, and I didn't know how good it was going to be. So I was like, I need a drink, and I need caffeine. And that was the perfect combination. Because unless it's a glass bottle Coke, I'm not a fan of Coke or Pepsi.
Wow. Like, hot
brightest
take.
line, orange soda. Orange soda is probably my next go-to after Dr. Pepper.
Oh, can you kill anybody?
Pepper, Dr. Pepper's so good.
Oh,
it's so
God.
sweet.
I'm with you.
No.
If ever we're like out.
Next time you guys come to California, you got to get In-N-Out, and then you got to get their Dr. Pepper. Because I swear, like, how McDonald's is with Coke, like they have their special recipe for Coke. I swear, In-N-Out and Dr. Pepper has their special recipe because that combo is so perfect.
Yeah, we've only that's like a staple when we go to California is like, oh, we got to hit In-N-Out. The only time we didn't do it was this last time we went. So
yeah, because we weren't there quite long enough.
Yeah, we weren't there long enough. So we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, if we do go out to eat somewhere and Andrew doesn't want me to drink his drink, he gets a Dr. Pepper.
It's like, I'm not sharing my fucking drink.
Because it's gross.
You said you didn't want fries. Now stop.
I can do that sometimes. I'm guilty of that sometimes. But guaranteed I won't drink any of that Dr. Pepper because it's gross.
Okay. So
Am I right, ladies?
So before we go off on any other tangents, let's go ahead and wrap this shit up.
We're going to talk about this.
No. We have Ben and we need to talk.
So again, thank you, Ben, for joining us. Where can they find you online?
I'm slowly unifying all my social media and Twitch. So it's at the Ben Goddard on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I stream at least 4 or 5 nights a week over there. And then YouTube channel, Ben Goddard Movie Reviews. But yeah, and then on SEN Live. Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll check out your stream one of these times.
Yeah, maybe we should follow you.
Yeah,
sounds cool.
I thought I saw you followed me one time, but I checked and it wasn't there. So I think there's an imposter out there.
No, I'll check it out. I don't know what it's about, but I'll give you a shot.
One hit song and you've already got bot accounts.
So Nicki, talking all this smack, maybe you'll follow him one day. Where can they follow you online?
Oh, I say things on Twitter with @Dimmy DIMMMYYY.
Look for her in the chats as well. She's Dimmy on YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, I'm Dimmy on YouTube. It's DIMMY on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got to change your Twitter handle.
I can't. Somebody already took it. Some idiot already took it. So I had to add a bunch of letters. So stupid.
How dare they? Have they heard Greedy for Belts?
How dare they? With what I've done with this name, how dare they? I'm going to message the Twitter CEO, like Tom of MySpace, whoever that is for Twitter, and say, give me that handle.
As for me, you guys, before we go on another tangent, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, @Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA. You can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and our YouTube channel, videosbyandrew.com. And for a social announcement, if you guys missed my live stream this past week, I'm starting a new weekly Star Wars stream Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 o'clock for my Pacific Standard Time people. Be talking Star Wars. It is Going Rogue. So come join me if you want to talk Star Wars. Love Star Wars. And don't forget, we have a Patreon. So if you want to help support the channel, help support this podcast, help support the stream, go to patreon.com/Andrew and Nicki, NICKI.
Do you have a Patreon, Ben?
Yes, he does. I'm a member.
Did you just say it? Did you just say how
no, I'm real bad at plugging. I'm getting better at it. But
let me open that door for you,
the Ben Goddard. And I need to subscribe to your guys' Patreon. And then Nicki, we need to start our own podcast talking about random shit that pisses Andrew off, and he's trying to do that podcast on the rails.
Yes,
maybe do that. Then we'll talk after we stop recording.
Yeah, we can talk about.
Say your Patreon again. I think we were talking over you.
Patreon.com/the Ben Goddard. I've got 3 different tiers, hot take videos for $5 tiers, movie watch-alongs. Just did our first one, and it was a lot of fun. And when you have a lot of fun, when you watch the most terrible, boring movie ever invented, then it's going to be fun every single time after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and join our Patreon, become a member of the Squadron, and I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for Ben Goddard joining us, and we will see you guys next time.
Beat that ass. Beat that ass.
Beat that ass. Beat